Okay, so it's been another action-packed week in the golfing world with tour wins for Australian Adam Scott and Swede Peter Hansen. And Steve, we'll start with Adam Scott's winning the Texas Open. Good performance?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Adam, he's not always been the most reliable of players in recent years. I think he's 29 years old now, and this is his first victory for 2 years. Okay. It's his 7th win on the PGA Tour, and to be fair, he did brilliantly on Sunday. He had to play 36 holes because play on Friday had been delayed because there were thunderstorms and the threat of a tornado or something like that. Okay. But no, on Sunday he carded scores of 66 and 67, which you know that's impressive going. He did let himself down right at the end, like he bogeyed the 18th, but Sweden's Fredrik Jakobsen couldn't take advantage anyway. So no, he had a great tournament.
Onwards and upwards then for Adam Scott.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll move on to the Mallorca Open, and Peter Hansen came for a playoff with Alejandro Anasares.
Beautifully pronounced, man.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah, that's right. I think the main talking point of this competition was Peter Hansen's penalty stroke. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He
double hit the ball, and it was kind of controversial because Hansen himself didn't even seem to be aware of it. He kind of the error was revealed by a slow motion camera.
The TV, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's it, yeah. And when he was kind of told the news, I think it might have kind of messed with his game for a few holes because he kind of briefly lost the lead, but he rallied. He tied the score. He went on to win the playoff.
His putt on 17. I was watching it yesterday. His putt on 17 was something special.
Yeah.
Worthy to win any tournament, as they say. Okay. We move on to a player on the women's tour. Who made the headlines this week.
Right.
Yuko Matsuda, who banned herself from the women's tour.
She had a little bit of a contretemps with the powers that be in the Japanese game. Yeah. Because she was accused of playing too slowly, so she was given a penalty stroke for that. And her reaction was to walk off the course.
Is that normal? Is that normal behaviour?
Well, it's normal behaviour for me. Like,
yeah, of course.
But I walk off the course at a drop of a hat. But I think she realised that she made a mistake fairly quickly. Yeah. And the Japanese tour fining her £14,000 walking off the course would probably make that crystal clear to her. But Yuko made the decision to mete out some punishment of her own. She's actually banned herself from taking part in 11 events on the tour, which that would take a significant toll on her earnings potential for the year. Definitely. It's quite a remarkable story until you factor in the news that a few years ago there was a player who was banned from the tour for 10 years, and that was for submitting a scorecard with a bogus score on it. Yeah. So yeah, they take things very seriously out there.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, we move on to our good friend Tiger Woods.
Mr. Woods.
And he's taken giant strides to address his poor form since his therapy, should we say?
Okay.
And his swing coach Hank Haney has left.
Hank Haney, yeah.
Hank Haney, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. This Tiger's since his comeback, Tiger's swing hasn't been what it should be, and obviously the swing coach must take some responsibility for that. But you also have to be aware that Tiger himself is going through a kind of tumult of emotions at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I haven't heard.
No. Maybe we've discussed that later. It's not fit for this podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, he's not been the player that he should be. His swing has been all over the place, and there have been a lot of critics saying Tiger needs to dump Haney, Tiger needs a new swing coach, blah blah blah. And Haney has kind of preempted Tiger. He said, no, you're not sacking me, I'm sacking you. So Haney let the world know that he wasn't going to work with Tiger anymore. Tiger then released a statement saying, oh, Hank and me are still friends, but we're not going to work together in a professional capacity anymore. It's still up in the air who Tiger's new swing coach is going to be. Yeah, it's just another giant mess.
More controversy then for Mr. Woods.
Absolutely.
We'll just finish on Lee Westwood, who's finally got some good news after missing out on a couple of majors this year. He's been pumped up to 3rd in the world rankings. That's
right, yeah. It's the first time he's made it to number 3. He leapfrogged Steve Stricker, who sinks to Westwood's old place of number 4. And what you said there a minute ago, some good news for him. I mean, he's been playing brilliantly this year.
True.
It's just unfortunate that he's been beaten by players playing even more brilliantly.
He can't get his neck over the line, his head over the line.
Well, that's it. You know, like Phil Mickelson just played out of his skin at the Masters to deny Westwood. I think the one thing that we're worried about with Westwood is if he's going to win a major, he needs to do it soon because he's had that tag for a while now, the best player never to win a major. I think people are privately worrying, like, is it going to be another Colin Montgomery situation? But I would love to see him do well.
I think he can, and good luck to Lee Westwood for the rest of the season. And that's all from us, folks.
Okay.